Hey there, welcome to another episode of Cooking with Violet Vixen. It's time to get started on dinner. This one, I'll tell you how you're supposed to do it, but since I can't do it the way I'm supposed to do it, I'll show you the way I'm going to do it. It's an Italian recipe from my little tiny Italian book, which is really good recipes. It is called spicy lamb with black olives. Here's what we need. We're going to serve 6. So I will be using my electric frying pan because I do not have a stovetop to oven casserole dish. I've quite often looked at them and thought about buying them, but at the end of the day, it's money that I can spend on something else, so I don't worry about it. So when I come to things like this recipe where I wanted to do it because it sounds appealing and it looks like it's going to be really good. It's going to take a while to cook. I will try and adapt them. I could have done it in the slow cooker, but I would have had to start it really early this morning, and I've just been chill most of the day, which is good. I need it. I'm trying to recover at the moment. So I decided I will use my electric frying pan, which basically takes away that stovetop to oven because I'm just going to leave it in there and do the recipe the same way. So it is supposed to cook for an hour and a half in the oven once you get everything in and ready to go in the oven. So now that you know that, come on in. I'm going to talk you through all of this. Okay, so this is the electric frying pan. There are 2 of these at my place. There is this one, which is a long one, which is really good. I can cook roasts and things like that in this one, which is super awesome. Then there's another one, which is not as wide, but it's a lot deeper. But I'm going with this one because this one is really good. The settings on it are 1 to 10, so I'm going to have to try and gauge what is actually 180. I'll do that. That's my problem. So if you was going to do it the traditional way, you will need a oven proof, well, they call it a flame proof casserole, which is basically you can use it on the stovetop and then you can put it in the oven. So you need one of those. If you don't have one of those, you're just basically going to have to cook it on the stovetop in a saucepan and then transfer it to something else. That's another way to do it. Or adapt it to the slow cooker and cook it for 8 hours on low or 4 on high. It's a very versatile dish. But anyway, now that you're all excited about what we're actually doing, we are going to need said ingredients: 6 tablespoons of olive oil, 1 onion chopped up, 2 garlic cloves, which I've finely chopped. I don't chop things too finely, but it's all good. 1.25 kilos of boneless leg lamb cut into 2.5 centimeter cubes. My fantastic butcher has done such a good job on that. He's the best. 2 red chilies. Now, the recipe actually said to use 2 dried whole peppercorns. I can't pronounce that. I'm not Italian, I'm sorry. Or other red chilies. Now, I haven't used dried chilies. I actually got fresh ones, and these were quite big. So I've chopped them up. So I'm going to get a bit of a kick out of this, which is good because sometimes when you start to feel sick, or in my case, I'm actually healing. I have a disgusting thumb. I'm not going to show you that. Things like this with the garlic and all that, this can actually help you heal. They're superfoods. Not that I know much about it, but I try my best. 175 mils of white wine. Now, unfortunately, 175 mils is 3/4 of a cup. I only had just under half a cup of white wine, and I'm not a wine drinker. I'll drink it if I'm social and it's there, but I would not cross the road to go and buy wine. So therefore, I've basically used up the bottle that I've had in the fridge for a while for cooking. So I've watered it down with some water. For me, that doesn't matter. Like, I'm happy to use it that way. If you are a wine drinker, and you want to have a glass of wine with this, then please do use the right amount, which is 175 mils. I also had to weigh out 175 grams of black olives stoned. Now, I just basically brought a jar from Aldi. I've weighed those without all the brine and everything. The 350 gram jar was actually 5 left over for me to snack on, thank you, was the perfect amount. So that's just so you know. 2 tablespoons of chopped flat leaf parsley. I've had that in the freezer. It's the best thing about chopping it up and putting it in the freezer in a bag. Make sure you write what it is and the date. Doesn't matter, it'll keep forever. If it's over 2 tablespoons, don't worry about it. It just gives it a bit more flavour. And salt. I love that this recipe book actually tells us we're going to use salt in it. So, now that you know what's in it, as I said, it's really simple. First of all, I'm going to get my electric frying pan all ready to roll. Now, it's been a while since this has been used. I can't remember if I've used it in a few years. Probably in one of the other recipes that I've done. I think I have used it on a cooking episode, but it's a very rare one. And as I say, I love the size of this one. It's so versatile. Come on in. Don't hide. Okay, I'm going to spray it because it just becomes easier when it's time to clean. Okay, and now if this is your stovetop oven, casserole pot, whatever it's called, I would still spray it anyway. So we're going to add the whole 6 tablespoons of olive oil. I don't know how many cups that would be, but it's quite a lot, really. 2. I didn't pre-measure this. I thought, no, I can do this as I go. 3, 4, 5. Only by accident, really, have I been buying the better olive oil, because I normally am quite happy to just use olive oil. Olive oil for a while was very hard to buy, and you basically did get stuck having to buy the really good stuff. I'm a bit paranoid about things in glass bottles because I have been known to drop a couple of glass bottles. Not at home, touch wood. All right, so I'm going to turn this on. Now, with this, I said it goes 1 to 10, so 5 is going to be about halfway. That's where I'm going to sit it. So we're going to add the onion and the garlic. In you go. Best thing about this, having everything ready, is you're just ready to chuck it all in. Look at that. Oh, this is going to smell amazing. I'm a bit late starting this because it's going to be a bit of a late dinner, but I don't think it's going to matter that much. I'll be fine. Okay. Get your stirring stick. This is my favourite one. I use this for stir fries and I like because it's sort of like a spatula spoony thing as well. Spoony thing. Okay, we're going to cook this over a low heat, stirring occasionally for 5 minutes. So if we want a low heat, we actually probably want it on about 2. All right. So once that's done, we're going to add the lamb and we're going to cook it for another 5 minutes. And then we're going to add our chilies and the rest of it. But yeah, we're basically just going to be getting everything all in at once. Of course, if this is you doing the casserole pot, the flame-proof casserole pot, they call it flame-proof casserole pot because obviously you can put it on a gas stove as well. Gas stoves do cook with a flame. I've got electric here. I did have gas where I used to live and I loved that stove. However, wasn't my place. It was a rental, so therefore I'm just paying someone else's mortgage. So I'm happy with what I've got now. And the fact that I've got so many different appliances that I can use is definitely a bonus for me as well. Okay, so I'm going to check back in with you in a few moments when we're ready to chuck in the lamb. Cranked it up a bit more because I can't hear it frying. I know it's on because there's a red light on there. I'm not that silly or that much asleep. As I say, I'm just chilling today. It's nice to be able to cook something that takes a while but have time to do it. All right, there we go. I can hear it sizzling now. Okay, while that's going, let's get the lamb in. Oh, look at that. That is fantastic. Try and space the lamb out a little bit. Beautiful. I got my butcher to cut this up. There's no fat on it by the looks of it. I can't wait. It's going to be good. All right. A few more minutes. Just get this all browned off. So this is going to be sort of, not really, I guess you'd call it a casserole. Yeah, you'd call it a casserole. You can do some veggies with it if you want. I'm not going to. Normally with casseroles, I will have it in a bowl, and that's what I will do tonight. Okay, I'm going to crank it up to 7. So I don't know what my temperatures are on this. I just sort of gauge it by the sounds it makes. Real technical, I know. Okay, so you want it to start brown. So try and turn each piece over if you can, so that every piece gets a sizzle. Perfect. We're browning it. We're not stir frying it, just so you know. Okay, when it's starting to look like that, until browned all over, in goes the chili. Which is supposed to crumble them in, but I didn't see anything about dried chili, but I'd rather use the fresh ones. I'm going to turn it down a little bit, about halfway. Okay, we're going to put the wine in now. So the wine is our only liquid. It's not really a lot of liquid, but that's fine though. Don't stress too much about it. Okay. Cook it for about another 5 minutes, and then we're going to put in the olives and the parsley, and then we're going to get ready to cook it. Okay, when that 5 minutes is up, it's nearly up, In go your olives. In goes our parsley. This one's going to take a while to put in. See what I mean? Easy way to do your parsley. And you're cooking it, so it doesn't matter that it's frozen. The only time I would not use frozen is obviously if you're not cooking it. Season it to taste with salt. Now, it's a bit hard to tell exactly how much salt you're going to want. So I just give it a crack. That'll do. Nothing about pepper, but maybe put that in at the end. Okay. We're going to put the casserole now. So I'm talking like this is a casserole pot, even though it's not. We're going to pop it into the oven at 180 for 1.5 hours until the lamb is tender. So 180 is quite a moderate oven, so that would be about halfway. I've got this on 5 now. I'm going to leave it on 5. I'm going to pop my lid on. Now, my timer doesn't go for 1.5 hours, but my alarm does. The one that doesn't wake me in the morning. So, just make sure it's open. Assuming that's open. All right, I'm going to see you in 1.5 hours. I've just taken the lid off and given it a little stir. And this has had about 1:10. I always underdo mine before I check on things because I'd rather check on it and give it longer than check on it and go, oh, it's ruined, you know, it's dried out, whatever. I've just grabbed a fork and taken a piece of the lamb out, and it is as it should be, very tender, very delicious. So it's technically ready. Keep in mind this wasn't in the stove. This is basically cooking with heat under it the whole time. I left it on 5, which was good. I've turned it down to 2. So what I'm actually going to do is just leave it for about 10 more minutes on 2, just to give it a few final moments, and then I'm going to be ready to dish it up. So I will check back in with you very soon when it's time to dish up. Okay, so I've given it just that little bit longer that I said I was going to give it, and we're ready to dish up. Thank you for watching this episode of Cooking with Violet Vixen. This has been spicy lamb with black olives. I hope you enjoy it. I'll catch you real soon on the next adventure.